All right, folks, last one here for Unit 5 for integrals, and we are looking at the trapezoid rule. So 5.5c, the trapezoid rule. So we've done right-hand rectangles, we've done left-hand rectangles, but something that usually works a little bit better than either one of those is turning each rectangle into a trapezoid instead. So instead of just going over from this side and making a rectangle, or going over from this side making a rectangle, notice the trapezoid here goes right through the middle. It basically averages the two. It does a lot better job of approximating. So the area formula for a trapezoid is a little bit different though. It's the base, so like this length would be the base, and then this would be the first height, and this would be the second height, and we would average those two heights together. Right? So the average height gives us this length right there, it gives us that height right there, which gives us the area of the trapezoid. Or it's basically the same as doing, or well, maybe not the same, but it'd be close to doing like a midpoint rule, but the midpoint doesn't quite match. All right, but that works. The trapezoid rule works a lot better, gets us better approximations than the right-hand or left-hand rectangles. So sometimes if we're given like a table of values, they'll ask us to do the trapezoid rule. AP exam likes it for whatever reason. All right, so let's try just first this integral. Sine of x from 0 to pi using 4 trapezoids. All right, so first we split it up and we say, okay, well, pi minus 0 divided by 4 gives us pi over 4. So that's what we're counting by. So pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4. That's where these numbers across the bottom came from. All right, so now this first trapezoid, its area will be, well, the base here is pi over 4. That's going to be the same for every single one of these. Right, that often will not be the case on the AP exam because we'll be working with a table of values. But for this one, it's not so bad. Pi over 4. The first height here, sine of 0 is 0. The other height here is sine of pi over 4. And then we average those two, divided by 2. So that's our first trapezoid. Second one, again, has pi over 4 as a width. We get sine of pi over 4 plus sine of pi over 2, and we average those. Next, we've got pi over 4 again. We've got sine of pi over 2 plus sine of 3 pi over 4. Average those. And I'm running out of room here, but one more. Pi over 4 is the base. We've got sine of 3 pi over 4 plus sine of pi, which is also 0, and that is divided by 2. All right, if we want to, we can factor out the pi over 4 over 2, which would be pi over 8, and we'd have 0, sine of pi over 4, and another sine over, so we have 2 sines of pi over 4, plus sine of pi over 2 and sine of pi over 2 gives us 2 sines of pi over 2, sine of pi over 3, sine of pi over 3. We've got 2 sines of, 3 pi over 4. I was saying that wrong, pi over 3. And then we've got the 0 at the end from that. So we get pi over 8. Let's see, we'll have 2 times sine of pi over 4 is 1 over the square root of 2. 2 times sine of pi over 2 is 1. And then we got 2 more times sine of 3 pi over 4 is another 1 over the square root of 2, like that. So we get pi over 8, which really just simplifying. I mean, we could stop here if we wanted to on the AP exam. Right here would be plenty. So we've got 2 over the square root of 2 plus 2 over the square root of 2. If we add those together, that would be 4 over the square root of 2 plus 2, like that. If we want, we can bring this in, or we can leave it like that. I'm fine with leaving it like that personally. But there we go. There's our area. We could change it to a decimal if we had a calculator, whatever. But notice something here. So we have the first guy. We have 1 of them, 2 of them, 2 of them, 2 of them, and then 1 of the last guys. All right. It's always going to follow that pattern. All right. But that only works if our intervals are all the same width. They're all the pi over 4. Most of the time, that's not the case. So sometimes we can do that. Like the 1/2 comes out front, because that's common to all of them. This is the width of each one of them, b minus a over n. And we get the first one, and 2 times the second one, 2 times the third one, and so on, all the way to 2 times the second to last one, and then 1 times the last one. Unfortunately, this rule is not going to come up on the AP exam. You don't need to memorize this. Don't worry about trying to memorize this. You may see it in college. That's the only reason why I put it on here. All right. What our questions are mostly going to look like are this. We're going to get a table of values. They're going to tell us that f is some sort of continuous function over the interval from 0 to 10. Maybe it's always increasing. Maybe it's always decreasing. Maybe we don't know, but it's just continuous. And we can use the trapezoid rule to estimate the area under the graph. So we're estimating the integral from 1 to 10 of f of x dx is approximately equal to, and then we make a trapezoid from here to here. So this length is 2. So the width there is 2. Then we've got the average of these two heights. So it's 8 plus 10 divided by 2. Plus, then we've got this one from 3 to 7. Notice it's a different length. It's 4. So we get 4 times the average of these two heights. 10 plus 6 divided by 2. Then we're going from there to there. Well, that width is 1. And then we average those two heights. 6 plus 4 divided by 2. And then we've got these two. 8 to 10 is another 2. So our width there is 2. And we average these two heights. 4 plus 15 divided by 2. All right. And if we work that out, let's see, those 2's are going to cancel. 8 plus 10 is 18. 4 and 2 are going to cancel, leave us with 2. 16 times 2 is 32. That's 10 over 2 is 5. Here the 2's cancel, and we've got 19. And now we're just adding this up. Let's see, 40, 50, 55, 65, plus another 9 is 74. Did I add that right? Maybe. Hopefully someone out there can check my math. 24 plus 50 should be 74. Yep. So there it is. Our approximate area is approximately, notice that, approximately 74. All right. So that is how we do the trapezoid rule. That was a short one. And that's the end of Unit 5. So get the homework done here. And we've got a test coming up for Unit 5. So study, study.